tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were
Es verdad que
responsible for
tendremos
patrolling and
nuevos
defending all
saurios.
of Natland.
So Ojcon's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator.
Tengo que decir que cuando vi esto
I bet the
dije,
easiest person to find is
¿qué es esto? Curioso cuanto menos, ¿eh?
Lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
Years later, mystery surfaced again.
¿Volveremos a ver
I
a
worry that
Capitano?
we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
Be free!
Take me up!
Time to say hello.
knock him down.
It's either your end or mine!
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Bueno, empieza bien, empieza muy interesante. Primer código por aquí, ya sabéis, canjeadlo cuanto antes.
Live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains.
Nueva zona.
This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies. It was the Flower Feather
Es
Clan's
verdad,
ancient
que aquí
duty
estaba
to
el
patrol and
veterinario, es
safeguard
verdad,
the
es verdad,
entire
es
region
verdad.
of Natland. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel, and quickly neutralize any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the Cuckosaurs.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Cuckosaurs.
Yeah, Cuckosaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll
Vale,
in
con el
midair.
Cucusaurio
Holding the
podremos
sprint
volar.
button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chasca is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chasca can ride and control
A
her
ver,
gun like a
curiosa
Cuckosaur.
es.
The
Curiosa
Soul
es.
Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, it also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow,
Aiming
that
mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chasca's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way! So Chasca can directly deal other types of elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's awesome!
Yeah, I know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too. Chasca fires a gale-splitting Soul Seeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage. The attack then splits into 6 Soul Seeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool! No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather Clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Cuckosaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be
Though
cast
she's
aside. Joined human society, Chasca still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chasca still has the soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather Clan is also the setting for
Ah,
the
que sí que
Arconte
tenemos
quest,
misión de
Chapter 5
Arconte.
interlude. Let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Nightwind.
Esta zona me
The
gusta,
tribal settlement offers a unique glowing landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you might encounter the tribe's one Ectomisaur elder or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kinda tricky, right? Well, don't worry, the Ectomisaurs can help us out. Ectomisaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal means.
Whoa, okay.
Right. Ectomisaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ectomisaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2. The first 2 acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ectomisaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ectomisaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Ororon can do it too. Like the Ectomisaurs, Ororon has the
vale.
ability to rise
Vale.
into the air. He also has a
Igual
keen
que
sense
Chasca
of
con el
perception.
Cucusaurio,
While
Ororon
charging an
tiene
aim
habilidades
shot,
parecidas
Ororon
a
will
este
enter the
otro.
spirit
Vale, vale,
speaker
vale.
state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Ororon, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that he looked like a
Enemies take
stern...
damage from electro-charged reactions, or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage. Ororon can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Oh, I see. So you need to pair him with the right characters if you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His Elemental Burst provides a convenient way to deal damage and support your party. Ororon performs an ancient reach roll with his burst to summon a supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes, with Ororon in your party,
Hombre,
dealing with
la verdad es
large
que para
groups of
ciertos
enemies
enemigos
should be
esto que
a
hace
lot
Ororon
easier. And
puede ir
speaking of
muy
making
bien,
things easier, Ororon can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Ororon really cherishes his friends.
Ve un cofre
With a
y un
little teamwork
Piroculus.
on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
Cool. So
Ancient
we
city when
introduced...
we're looking at the Flower Feather clan. It's really beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes. This is a restricted area in that land due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned. The Flower Feather clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually really
Uh-huh.
terrifying.
Oh.
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
It's easy to take human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanat land to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage.
What's that?
This is a very
Nuevo
important
compañero de
companion who will
aventuras
help
que
us explore
tendremos.
Ochkanat land.
Pues
His
eso
name is
decía
Kokui.
yo antes, que no sé
As
si
for his
pondrán ya las
power,
3. De
well,
momento
why
creo
don't you take
que
a guess?
solamente nos han puesto 2,
is
¿no?
he
La de
our moral
Chasca
support?
y la de
You know,
Ororon.
maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us
Faltaría la de
up.
Yansan.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Aunque
Okay.
Yansan aparecía en
Then
la
I've got
misión,
nothing.
así que...
Remember how I
no sé.
mentioned that Ochkanatlan is heavily corroded by the Abyss? Well, that's where Kokuik comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokuik has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
I
Pero,
know, right?
si el dragón estaba
Now,
ayudando...
travelers can explore Ochkanatlan with 2 companions, Kokuik and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One also to help us explore Ochkanatlan. For example, with the help of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil
Podemos ir en
dragon.
modo Kukusaurio
But
con
we'll
el
leave the
dragón.
rest for you to discover,
Me gusta,
travelers.
me gusta.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in Netland?
Yes, but I've got some
¡Hombre!
friendly advice, travelers.
Recordemos que
You
hasta
should
ahora
be
no
very
teníamos punto de
careful while
pesca en
exploring
Natlan. Parece
Ochkanatlan.
que ya
Some
tendremos.
of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such as the Tenebrous
El nuevo
Papilla can
jefe.
mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form
El
of
cual
plants
nos dará
outside
los
of
materiales
combat.
para
Yep,
Chasca.
that's true. The Abyss has corroded Natlan's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Travelers will need to use elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion. Night Soul aligned elemental attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the Abyss has gotten so advanced.
Curioso
Scary to
este
think about
jefe,
how much
que se
harder these
transforma en
fights
varios
will get if
enemigos.
these
Curioso,
abyssal monsters
curioso.
continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we
Y el
still
nombre
have a
que le han
couple of
puesto
short
también es
announcements.
curioso.
Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available
Y
in
de
version
nuevo
5.2.
nos van a poner lo
Just
de
like in version
protos
5.1,
por
travelers can earn
exploración.
up to 400 extra primo gems, and the rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.2,
Importante,
travelers
no me
can
lo
look
creo, que
forward to
Ororon viene
event
con
wishes
Chasca.
from
Bueno, bueno, bueno,
Chasca
bueno,
and
increíble, increíble, perfecto,
Ororon will also
perfecto,
receive a
perfecto.
drop rate boost.
Daba
And in
por
the
hecho
second
que
half of
vendrían
version
separados.
5.2,
Bien, bien,
we'll
bien,
have
bien, bien,
returning
bien,
event
bien,
wishes
bien.
for Zhongli and Neuvillette. The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow, Astral Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and 2 new Natland-specific 4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
Segundo código,
Welcome back, travelers.
evento.
Welcome back! Let's dive straight into the event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's
En el
right.
cual nos
In the
darán
version
una nueva
5.2
espada.
event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls.
Including
Travelers.
Primo Gems.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Sitlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue!
Definitely.
Sitlali and Ororon have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay. First up is the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones to earn points. Pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For example, travelers can
Tuvimos ya
jump
un
on
evento
stone
similar
slabs that
en
appear on the
Fontaine,
field.
si no recuerdo
These
mal.
slabs will break open and release even more spirits. Storms may also appear during the game. You can track down spirits more effectively if you pay attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete the objectives. Completing all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Yeah, and so does the Spirit Loom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event. The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of
Esta
ceremonial
espada,
artifact.
me
I
pregunto
totally
quién
agree.
podría irle bien.
Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more
To get
about
some
Natlan's-
new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge,
¿Evento con
including the
Catherine?
Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters
Vale.
and fully leverage their skills to earn
También
rewards.
hemos tenido eventos
I know you're
similar a
up to the
este.
challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the region. And who better to test these tactics than the Honorary Knight? Be sure to pay close attention to the game, since the format has changed at this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight
Y este
automatically.
también lo tuvimos.
Available combat
Suele
units and
pasar que cuando
stratagems
tenemos
are
nueva
completely
zona,
random. You know, just to build some
los eventos suelen
unpredictability
ser
into
más
the wargame.
repetidos que
The
nuevos.
chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the wargame progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible, earn wargame medals, and collect the rewards.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh, looks like they're selecting tactics. Double damage? That sounds powerful. Whoa, it's automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
¿Va a toda velocidad o me lo
This
parece a
brand
mí?
new heated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation TCG after coming back from Natland. Talk about whiplash.
That's right. Even if you've never
No
played
me
Genius
digas que
Invocation
tampoco van a
before,
dar protos
I
con
really
este evento. ¿En
recommend
serio?
checking out this new gameplay mode
¿Por qué
in
con el
version
TCG no
5.2.
nos dan
The
protos?
new version will also bring a few
¿Nuevas
updates
cartas?
to regular Genius
Rosaria
Invocation
sigue win?
TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Ororon would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that. I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the Ley Line Overflow event will return in version
Y
5.2.
de nuevo el evento
If
de
you
las
need Mora
líneas ley.
or character
Ya sabéis,
EXP
si os
materials, then
falta
keep an eye out.
libritos
All right,
o Mora,
let's dive into some updates
buen
and
momento
game
para aprovechar ese
optimizations.
por dos.
First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater. Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll occasionally put together a random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure.
Nos acaban de
And we can
chivar
expect
los
even
nuevos
more
jefes del
optimizations in
próximo
the future
teatro,
as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback
Y
about
estaba
their
ahí el
experiences.
cucusaurio,
Okay,
jefe.
let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can outsort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena Teapot. The seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena Teapot, but I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Nice! I'm so excited for you! Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the artifact domain challenge screen and the artifact acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations,
Bastantes
including series and
novedades
time trial challenges.
con los
A quick
artefactos.
swap feature will also be added for treasure
Con la
compasses
brújula
and
busca
Oculus
tesoros.
resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions.
Que
The
ahora
feature will
también nos va a
automatically
indicar
switch
los
to the compass
CDs.
or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future announcements for more details on
Our second
version
break.
5.2. It's time for the third redemption code.
Y por aquí, tercer y último código.
Travelers will be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S. Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X and S